this podcast, we take a look at how I created this homepage using divisions and floating. I'm back out at w3schools.com looking at the Cascading Style Sheets tutorial. And I'm on the float lesson because I want to show you that down at the bottom of this web page, there are more examples, and there's one for creating a home page without tables. It's the last one. And that's what I used as a template to create the layout for this web page. There are 4 areas to be concerned with. Number 1, along the top where it says God loves the Irish, that's the header. Along the bottom where it says copyright 2011, we find the footer. The area where I have a list of Irish writers and my leprechaun is called left. And then the area with a white background where we have an Irish blessing and a castle and our menu, that's called content. Here's my external style sheet for my Irish blessing page. And the first entry is container, div.container. So this is my container division and the settings. Now notice I'm setting it to be a width of 100%. I want it to be the full width of the window. Next, I define both the header and footer at the same time. Notice that they're separated by a comma. And then these are the settings. Now, remember that the text color was white and the background color is orange, which is, to be precise, a hexadecimal FF4500. Then I come in and I define the left area, div.left. I'm letting it float left, setting its width at 220 pixels with 0 margin and 1 EM of padding. That's that light green area on the left, obviously, and then the rest of the page is called content. Now here I specify where the left-hand margin should be, where the border is, how big it is, and what color. But I'm also setting at the last entry what the background color should be. And it's white. Remember that a hexadecimal FF is white. I also set the line height to 250% so I get a nice spacing between the lines of the Irish blessing. And so, when it's all done, my layout looks like this. Here's my HTML source code. And I'm at the beginning of the body of my web page, and you'll notice that the very first entry is div class equals container. Now I've highlighted everything in this class. And if you go down to the bottom, you'll see it extends all the way to the end of the body. So everything that is visible within my web page is part of this container class. The first entry in my container is the header. And it begins with div class equals header. And the only thing that's there is my H1 entry that says God loves the Irish. And that is all there is to producing my header. The next division to appear in my HTML source code is left. So it begins with division, class equals left. And I've got at the top my leprechaun image in the top left-hand corner, followed by the listing of the Irish authors. And I just included a few of the authors. And that produces this area with the green background. Content division is by far the largest of the 4 divisions. The very first thing that you'll find there is a menu, and I'll be going into that menu in some detail in the next episode. So we're going to skip past that. And then we come down and we have a H2 level heading, an Irish blessing, followed by the image of our castle. And the class on that is blessing, so that it floats left. And then that's followed by our Irish blessing. And that ends our division. So that gives us this white area. Our last division is the footer. So we have div class equals footer in quotes, followed by our copyright message. And if we go back out to our page, we can see the footer along the bottom. And that is how we laid out this God Loves the Irish web page.